Welcome to Digital Academy. Today we're gonna create a different shape. Let's say I will create a new object. Let's say I will create the polygon cube. Let's increase its size by scaling tool. You can head to scaling tool by pressing R on keyboard as a shortcut. Then apply modification on the scaling to the size, or you can apply modification on the channel box. I will apply some modification on the subdivisions. Let's head into subdivision menu and decrease the subdivision. Let's say I want to increase the width subdivision. I will select this faces by heading to face mode and selecting by holding shift. And let's apply some extrude by Ctrl and E. Decrease the offset and move it to the anterior part. Let's move it up. Apply some extrude again by pressing Ctrl and E on keyboard. And you can see extrude menu. You can increase the thickness or increase the offset. Head in extrude by shortcut Ctrl and E, or you can find it on the upper shelf tool. You will find extrude menu. You can then apply modification to the faces you have selected. I will move it. I'll move it to anterior. You can head in back by Ctrl and Z. Choose the shortcut Ctrl and Z to head in back. If you make a wrong step, you can press Ctrl and Z to return back to the last step. Then you select these faces and move it to the anterior part. Ctrl Z to get back. You can navigate around by holding down Alt on keyboard and just left mouse click to navigate around. Then select them by selecting one face by left mouse click and moving by moving tool pressing W on keyboard, or you can create different application of faces by selecting different face, hold down shift on keyboard to select the different faces. Let's say I will apply some modification to this face. By Ctrl and E, you apply another extrude, or you can move it just by moving tool pressing W on keyboard. Let's say I will select this face and this face by holding shift and press Ctrl and E to apply extrude. Increase the thickness and move it down. You can move it or apply another extrude by Ctrl and E and change the offset to apply modification. Let's move it down. Let's choose another faces. I will choose them together by holding shift on keyboard and press Ctrl and E to apply extrude. Then change the thickness or change the offset. Then moving by using moving tool, pressing W on keyboard. Then I will navigate around by holding down Alt. I need to change to select these faces inside, holding shift to select more than one face, and this tool allow you to isolate selection. I need to make isolation of the selected part. Select the faces, make isolation selected and press Ctrl and E to apply extrude. Then change the thickness or change the offset. And if you want to return back to the last mode, just press again on the isolate selected. It will return the whole object. For this one, I will apply another extrude by holding Ctrl and E and change the thickness. I return back to the perspective view by pressing on the isolate selected. Then I will change to a different view. I navigate around by holding down Alt on keyboard and left mouse click. Select the different faces by holding down Shift. And then apply another extrude by Ctrl and E. Then head into extrude menu, change the thickness and change the offset. Let's make some modification for this thickness and apply another extrude and move the thickness. Moving the thickness is like moving with moving tool pressing W on keyboard, but it makes a precise increase in the thickness. You can just hold down Ctrl on keyboard to apply small modification on the thickness. I will select these faces also again. I need to apply another extrude by Ctrl and E and change the offset and change the thickness. You can bob it around or you can drag it inside. Just select them and press Ctrl and E to apply extrude. Let's say I will choose this side. I will select these faces by pressing Shift, holding down Shift, You can apply, choose, and select the different faces together. Then you can apply extrude, or you can use moving tool, scaling tool to apply modification to the faces you have selected. You can increase the thickness of them, or you can extrude by Ctrl and E to head into extrude menu and change the offset and change the thickness. Ctrl and E on keyboard is a shortcut for extrude menu. Then apply another extrude by holding Ctrl and E again to make another extrude above the last extrude. Then make the thickness to the positive or the negative if you want to make it inside. To move it to the inside. Then I will select different faces, or you can head into object mode to move the whole object. Let's say I need to apply a new material. I will assign a new material and head into Arnold and choose AI standard surface and head into attribute menu, heading to the last one, the last surface I had applied, just scrolling by the mouse and choose another preset from preset menu. Let's say I need to add a thin plastic, or you can control that to change to another material. Let's say I change it to, let's say, you can choose any different material you want. You can add color paint or any object as a material. You can apply some specular effect to the colors, to the metalness, to the roughness. You will see the realistic and the rendering at the end. You will choose Arnold render to be able to see the rendered material. Let's create a new cylinder. Make some rotation and head into channel box to make a precise rotation. Let's head in 90 degree if you want to a precise rotation. I will scale it by using the scaling tool, hitting R on the keyboard. Then I will scale the side and decrease its size. Let's move it to the sides. Increase or decrease the size by scaling tool. You can apply different modification of any part you want to create. Increase its size, decrease its size. This lesson is like for demonstration. I will move it to the side. I can navigate around and apply a precise rotation, a precise movement to make it at a precise location. Let's say I will change to scaling tool and change it to the moving tool by pressing shortcut W on keyboard. You need to learn shortcuts to make a faster job. I will scale it and move it. I use the scaling tool, and then I will apply a new material. Let's say I will assign a new material and heading to the Arnold and change to AI standard surface and heading to the attribute editor to change to the last one by scrolling by mouse and change to a different preset. Let's change it to the core paint, core metallic paint, and then I will change the color. Let's say I will choose this one. You can apply different modifications like roughness and weight and specular effects. You can see this modification I have applied. You can choose any different color you want to apply. Let's say I will make it some bright effect. I will select it, move it, rotate it, and scale it. Let's make some copy, some duplication by pressing Ctrl and D or holding Shift on keyboard. Then apply a precise rotation on the channel box. Let's decrease its size first and move it to the side. Make it a precise location and a precise type by using a scaling tool by hitting R on keyboard. I use shortcut a lot. Then I will scale it its size. Let's say I need this size and I need to move it to this part. Decrease its size and move it inside. Let's select it again and make a copy, a duplication. You can duplicate it by holding down shift, or you can press Ctrl and D on keyboard then moving. And I will move it to the side. Then I created the parts of a single object, it's a holding. Then I select them together by holding shift and shift on keyboard and holding shift on keyboard and right mouse button and combine them. Then I make a copy by Ctrl and D, or just moving while holding Shift on keyboard. Just holding Shift on keyboard and moving make a duplication of any object you are selecting. Or you can press Ctrl and D on keyboard. You can move it to any part you want to add. And make a copy by holding Shift and moving. And move it down. I make it inside. Just move it down a little. You can navigate around by holding Alt on keyboard and left mouse click. Let's say I make some beveling effect. Beveling is like Ctrl and B on keyboard. Apply natural effect, a realistic effect. It's like making the side some roundation. You can apply any segment to increase the roundation of the sides. You just select the object or select the edges and press Ctrl and B on keyboard and then apply the fraction. Increasing the fraction, increasing the roundness of the sides. Then I select this edge. Let's say I select this one and press Ctrl and B to apply roundation. Beveling is like roundation. I will increase the segment, let's say 3 segment, and fraction increase the roundation. Let's say I need to apply another more and more beveling. You can hold down Shift and select more than one edges. And then press Ctrl and B. Then apply and increase the thickness and the segments by fraction. Increasing the fraction, increase the roundation of the bevel you have applied. Then you can navigate around inside the scene by holding Alt and left mouse click. Then you select more and edges by holding Shift on keyboard. Select these edges and press Ctrl and B to apply bevel. It will appear a bevel menu. You can apply fraction, apply segment, and increase the depth. Any modification you want to apply. Each time you press Ctrl and B, it will appear a beveling menu. Then I will select object mode and apply some modification of the location. Let's move it down. Let's select this object also and move it down. Let them make them together. Then I will move it down. I will select all the objects together and to move them. You can drag around and apply a new background. Let's say I will create this polygon and increase its size. And select edge mode. You can select more than one edge by pressing Shift and double click, double left mouse click and holding down Shift to select more than one edges. Then I will move them up. I need to make a background scene, a background for the lights. Let's say I need to select an object mode and assign a new material for the background. Let's say I'll assign this first one. Let's say Lambert and change its color. Heading to color menu, I will choose this one. You can apply any material you want to add, then head into Arnold menu and choose different light. Let's say I want to create any light like skydome light, area light, buoyant light, create a photometric light, create skydome. Any light you want to add, you will find 6 different lights. You can choose any one. Let's say I need to change to this one and apply some modification on intensity and exposure. Also, you can change the color of the lights. Just hitting 8 on keyboard, you can change to lighting mode. Lighting mode allows you to see the lighting effect you have applied. Let's head into the normal mode by pressing 5 on keyboard. I will create a different light and move it and rotate it and scale it. You can apply modification for the lights like you modify the object by scaling, moving and rotation tools and increase the intensity and exposure. Also, you can change the color of the light itself. It apply effect to the material you have added. I will duplicate it also by holding Shift on keyboard and move it to the back So you can make another copy. I will move them to the side and select them. Or you can press Ctrl and D to make a duplication. You can navigate to select rotation tool by pressing E on keyboard. I will navigate around to have this point of the scene. And you head into Arnold setting. Arnold setting allow you to apply modification to the setting you want at the end. Let's say I want to 1080 HD. It's like the resolution effect. You need to change it before heading to Arnold and Arnold Renderer. Arnold Renderer allow you to see the modification, the light, the texturing, the material you have added to the scene. It will take a whole lot of time because it need a graphic memory. The more graphic memory you have, the faster it will render the scene. Heading to the stop menu, it will stop rendering. It takes time because it applies texturing and lighting effect to the material. It's like rendering the final product. You can render it as an image, you can render it as a video if you apply keyframe and modification. So you can see the modification you've applied to the color, to the light, to the scene, the material itself, like the glass, the plastics, the metalness. It's like apply the rendering effect to the material. The more you wait, the more the effect, the more the realistic of the AI standard you have applied. You can navigate around on the rendering menu. You can move and rotate to see the different effect you have applied. Also, you can make any changes on the right menu and see it on the rendering menu. Just it need more speed of the graphic memory. Then you will find the realistic effect you have applied to AI standard material. It's like the powering effect of Autodesk Maya. It's the AI standard material.